that's the one thing that I think today. Well, first off, hey, what up? What's up? Good to be here.
What's up, guys?
We're here another episode of Buddies. I got my boy JP with me, and I got one of my favorite door guys and one of my favorite comics. Just one of my favorite people, Feng Chao. But how do you? Because there's a lot of people fuck your name up all the time, and I've watched you have to correct people. So what is the correct pronunciation of your name?
It used to be Feng Chao.
Used to be Feng Chao, then people called you Feng Chao?
No. It doesn't matter. It used to be Feng Chao.
Yeah. And
now it's Batman.
Yeah. People also, you've got
That's
a lot
good
of
joke, right? Yay!
You've also got a lot of great nicknames. Chow.
Subtle Chow.
Subtle Chow.
I'm not subtle at all.
What was it?
Chowman of the board.
Chowman of the board.
Yeah. It's all me.
You're my favorite story because this is one of the things of when you came to the store, you used to come at the open mics, and I remember you would come and you were just the fucking lit, bro. You were like the Chinese guy that was 150% all the time. You were just fucking going off, and it was so funny because you had that, you had that straight immigrant mentality, and I loved it. It's the same thing.
I think it's just street. But yeah, I think
dude, it was, and people just didn't know what the fuck, and it was great because I remember you rub people, you rub certain people, not the wrong way, but you definitely rub people, but that was just
Feng Chao way.
Yeah, and I loved it because people were just like, I don't like that, he's too abrasive and stuff. I'm like, nah, man, I fucking love it, and I remember
because you've never ever seen another Asian guy like Feng Chao. That's it,
and
that's why you gotta love it. Like, don't hate on a different Chinese guy.
And I fucking loved it, and I remember you came up to me and you were like, how do I become a door guy? And I told you
to shut the fuck up, go be funnier, and be humble. That's what you told me.
Yeah, and it's such
be funnier, and then just. And I think you said something about like just when Adam sees you, it's to a lot of people it's pressure for Adam to see you. But to me it's like I'm gonna do it the right way because you are one of the few door guys that I get to talk to, which is really you're always cool to me. That's always nice.
Yeah.
Because the door guy don't like. I understand when I'm there. Like we don't have a good rap about being nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But you saw why that was, and it was like, and it was when we first met, and I told you what to do, and it's such a simple thing because Trey Stewart said the same thing to me. He was like, when you're in front of Adam, just fucking be funny. And it sounds like such an easy thing to do, but there's a lot that goes into it, which it was like
a lot of layers.
Yeah, man. So it's like grinding and actually having the act, and then when you do get the opportunity, fucking executing. And you did it. I saw you come to the store, you would do the mics, and then you would go and do other mics, and then you would build the set.
I didn't get on a lot.
Yeah, you did it.
First couple, like when we it's like. Have you been to the store? You kind of know that world, that story. Definitely. You kind of don't get up. You just don't like you're really funny. Like I'm a crazy person. I'm like in my heart. I'm so fucking funny. Like I want to get up. And then if you don't, and then it just make me realize that there are a lot of other funny people around me too. Not only I see the list come out on Monday. Door guys are behind it, but like on the patio there are a lot of other guys or girls that are funny too. Like to me it's like, oh okay, it's like every just 16 names. Go do an open mic, do 2 and come back late night. I'll watch Barris. I'll watch the late night.
And that's
Monday was fun.
It's funny is a lot of people didn't see that. A lot of people don't see that, and that's the thing that I liked you
if
the
an
most.
immigrant can see that, a lot of other people they don't see it, they can go fuck themselves.
And that's the thing that I loved about you.
If I get it, if I see it. English is my second language. I see it. What's your excuse?
Yeah.
You have no excuse.
And that was the thing that I loved about it. Yeah, that was my favorite thing is like watching you yell at people for palming. Because I remember you coming up to me and being like, you're like, what are these fucking people doing? I'm like, oh, yeah, man. That's the thing that people do is instead of like, these people try to cut corners, and he was just like, fuck these. And you would call it out all the time. And that was my favorite shit is watching you call it out.
Just like, hey, you're being a bitch right now. Stop it. And then if they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I will beat your ass for you being a bitch right now. Like, I have that mentality.
Bro,
I don't know why. I don't know. If I work at the wheat shop that you work at, if someone comes in like, acting like a bozo, I'll beat you up. I will beat you up. I'll clap out. I'll clap out. I'll beat you up. Let's go.
Bro, he was, you were one of my favorite door guys because
I don't know. I have anger issues. Smoking so much weed, I'm still like, yeah, I'll beat you up.
No, it was just great.
Stop it.
I remember when you would be a door guy and you would have these things of like, you're like, I don't understand why they don't fucking listen, or I don't understand why these people are just being this way. And then I had to tell you, I was like, yeah, man, you can just be, you can stand up for yourself and fucking tell these motherfuckers what's what. Don't let them walk around on you. And you're like, oh, okay. And it's interesting.
I don't think anybody walked.
No one did. Especially
like maybe Mark Maron tried and called him Marky Mark. He tried.
No, I'm talking about just like open micers and stuff. You didn't let any of that shit slide. And then
why would I?
Exactly. But it was also so good to see you even give headliner shit. And the thing about you that was funny is it was because you're from China and you're fucking an immigrant and it's English.
I would love to talk about the email thing.
Oh,
about
go ahead.
The store email.
Oh yeah. So, so there was like so all the door guys at the store have a long door guy email chain, and Chao was just so Chao about things that like even in the email chain he was just like going off, like just going crazy and just saying the most random shit. And
I think that thing
that got back to the head.
Spade.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Adam showed it to Spade. Randolph told me.
There's a weird fucking like.
Fuck that email thing. We'll talk about.
No, but they love.
We'll talk about Aretha Franklin. I told her, you don't have your ID. You stay the fuck out of here. And then her manager went in. Yeah. And then Jody came out. Jody had to come out and get her. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about who you are. He came out as like a mean vibe. She's like, you don't know who the fuck I am? I'm like, I don't know.
He's like, I'm Chinese. I'm Chinese. I don't know who people are.
And then other people on the patio are seeing the show. This fucking Chinese guy yelling at
Aretha Franklin.
They were like, this is the funniest show. Like, I don't need to go to the show
because it's also so funny is that that happens a lot. Some people just don't know who people are. Like I remember.
Here's the thing. I don't want to be too sensitive in a way. I felt like when we worked there, I felt like not only you perform, like while you're on the front patio, I think it's Mitzi wants us to be like, be funny there to connect with those audience.
That was the point.
Do that. Yes. I'm like, but Aretha Franklin, I did not make her laugh. I did not read my crowd. So. And then she died. And then Abby fucking posted something. I'm like, I still didn't. I'm like, oh yeah. And I told that story like I was in New Orleans with my black friend Punky. Her family just lost their shit laughing. Like they were like, who the fuck is this Chinese guy?
Yeah, it's such a great fucking story. And so you're straight up from fucking China. When did you come to America?
10, 11
oh, okay.
years ago.
Okay.
Been here for 10 years, almost 10 years.
And
25, 26 when I moved.
It was crazy in China, right?
It's just very Chinese.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe. It's just very Chinese in a way that like if Americans, Americans are not known for like care about what else is going on, which is fair, whatever. I don't care. But I think the people know something about like it just if you worry about international stuff, like you worry like you know what's going
like if you pay attention to international stuff,
in the world. China is coming up like very quick. Very, very quick. That's just like a undeniable truth. Like Frank Castillo is paid regular, Feng Chao isn't yet. But you know what I mean? It's just like a truth that we're getting really rich, and it's like it's a good thing, right? Chinese people are buying everything from like South Africa, like South America, like, and they. I think China wants to build like the Silk Road again, like for trade internationally. Yeah. And it was just weird. Like I don't know, like Chinese just make me feel good. Like, you been to San Francisco?
Yeah,
San Francisco, right? I think Chinese people bought that old Oakland Bay Bridge. Like we. Not defrost, just like unmetal the metal, like whatever, and then send it back to China with the. That's a fact that I know. Like, but to Americans are like, oh, what the fuck are these Chinese people doing over, like with my Oakland Bay Bridge, right? Like, is that weird? Like, but to me, it's like, but Chinese people are everywhere now, like, right? Everywhere. Go to Irvine, just everywhere in the world, in America, in every city. Every city, every place, maybe every town in America has like a Chinese buffet. Some Asian sort of. It's got to be like, right?
Yeah.
I used to live in Wisconsin. Like, we went to this fucking little town called Wausau, Wisconsin, or like Rhinelander or something. Like, has like maybe 2,000 people as population, maybe less. There's like, of course, there's like a fucking Chinese buffet. Like, we're everywhere.
Does that feel good when you travel the country and you're like, yeah, home base?
I'm like, no, I don't necessarily feel that way. I'm like, oh, nice. Yeah, nice. Chinese. But I know the food sucks, though. Like,
yeah,
I
absolutely.
Yeah. I can only go there for my American friends to watch me getting mad.
At how bad this fucking Chinese food is?
But talking to
them in Chinese?
Like, in Chinese.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the only perk.
How many languages do you know?
2, just English and Mandarin Chinese.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there's how many different dialects in Chinese?
A lot. I don't know, like a lot.
Yeah.
Mandarin is supposed to be the main language, and then Cantonese is Southern Chinese, and then each I don't know, each different. What's your ethnicity? You seem like a white dude to me.
Cuban and Chilean.
You seem like a white dude to me.
Cuban, Portuguese, and Chilean.
Cuban, Portuguese, and what's the other one?
Chilean.
Chile. Wow. Okay. That's nice. Okay, that's cool. I had a moment in my head. I thought about like a friend, like Eleanor. Like you know who Eleanor is?
Kerrigan, yeah.
She has a joke. If she hear you, she will be like, "Well, your mom and dad met at a DMV or something." Like she will make like just Chileans, Portuguese, and okay.
Yeah, it's a weird fucking mix. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
But that's I think it's good. That's just mean that people are fucking different people or having sex with them. That's a
great.
good thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite like memories working the door at the store? Because you also left in such Feng Chao fashion.
A dramatic way. I tackled a retard. Retarded little brother. I just went in on him. I'm like,
He tackled our coworker on the clock, and
all in Yogurland.
if you met the person that he tackled, you would understand.
No, if you met him, he looked like this fucking little midget goblin looking little brother of yours, and talking shit to you, and then you gotta put him in a place, right? I love you, but I gotta fucking beat you up. But I really didn't really beat him up. But you know, like I'm.
Took him down.
Yeah. I showed him who Feng Chao is and stopped talking shit.
Go ahead and inhale.
That grease monkey was fucking delicious.
That was really
That was
good.
the MJ Ultra.
Nice. Yeah. It
Super strong.
So, what are some of your favorite memories working the store?
Favorite memory. Let's drop some big names.
Yeah,
all
let's
right?
do some
Let's
store
do
stories.
some big names.
Let's do some
talk.
store stories.
We're cool boys.
Story.
Favorite story. I asked Burr to watch me.
You asked Bill
Yeah.
Burr to watch you?
Yeah, I did. On Monday. Oh, all right. Why not? I asked him. He was so funny. I'm like, here's the thing. I understand he's such a cunt.
Yeah.
He's like, he's like a ultra. For me to understand Bill, he's like an ultra cunt in little ways. Very little ways. Like things will bother Bill. It will be like he walk into a restaurant with his wife, but there's a guy at the parking lot being loud on the phone. He's already 75.
Yeah.
He's
What are you going to?
Yeah.
right? I understand, but you just go up to him I just went up to him as like a very sincere way and be like, "Hey, Bill, like, huge fan." Like, and I think at the time I was already, I don't know if I was working with feminists or not, but maybe not yet. But we were just playing basketball with feminists. But I asked him like, "Hey, I'm going up next." And actually, it's Brenton. Brenton came to the belly room. It's one of the Monday. Brenton came up to the because Brenton was hosting, and I was working the belly room. All right, don't hate me, but like it was a cool story.
Yeah.
Brenton came up to me. He goes, "Hey, what's up? How you feel?" I'm like, "Good, very good. Feel very good." He's like, "You're gonna go up next after Bill, and in two, one more. It's you." And Bill, you are following Bill. I'm like, "Oh my God, are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, it's you. I think you're gonna have a good time." I'm like, fuck yeah. Like I've never who doesn't love Bill?
Yeah.
Thank you, Brenton. That's why Brenton deserved that $1 million from that fucking app. All right, Brenton is a great guy. You just do great. Brenton is the guy, that $1 million thing, right?
Yeah.
Great. And then I was so excited, but I know there was like no time. 7 minutes, 7 or like 10 minutes before I go up, and then I went downstairs. I'm like, you know what? Fuck yeah, let me take a shot. Went to Bill. I'm just like, hey Bill, like I'm following you. Like after your set, can you maybe watch my set? And then gave me some like advice or anything you think about my set. It would be great. Like a real way, right? Like he know that I work there too. Like I'm wearing the shirt, which helps a lot.
Yeah. Once you're working there and you have the shirt,
he understands that.
He gets it.
If you mention it, like it's your fault that you don't mention to Bill. Like, hey, can you watch my set? Like, just Yeah. And he's like, immediately he just went like his face was kind of like just like
it's like
and he's like yeah, all right, okay, yeah, I'll watch you, but if you start bombing, I'm leaving right away.
Yeah.
I'm like,
which by the way,
fair.
That's so fair.
Yeah, fair. And then I'm like, thank you so much, very fair. Thank you very much. And I'm gonna go fuck off. And then he has to go up. And then after that, and Brenton brought me up. Brenton gave me a really good intro too. Like that's why hosting is so important. Like for us
so
to
important.
Understand and remember that little moment. Brenton gave me a very good moment, like intro, like something like this next guy is really funny. He's one of the new guys. He had like a very original voice. Everybody keep it going for Feng Chao. Like I got like a really good. But Bill just did Bill's thing. Crowd is already hot.
Yeah.
I'm such a crazy psycho in my mind. Like people like sometimes like comedians see that like a little moment they're intimidated. Like, I'm afraid to follow Bill. Like no, I want to. Give me like. Yeah,
Brenton also set you up perfectly because sometimes it's like if you got to follow him immediately, you got to like ride the wave, and they're like, oh, who's this guy? But he was like, this was Bill. This was your surprise pop in. Now we're back to the employees, but this next guy, original voice, you're gonna love him.
Yep.
So it set you up perfectly to keep pushing the momentum.
Yeah, it's like in a way that like. You just saw a masterwork, but now this guy also has like a original voice. From Brenton is a brilliant host. He hosts Monday, Sundays forever, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like he's really good.
Because it teaches you how to really set someone up.
Yep.
But it also like
that's selfless.
Yes.
You give that compliment. I felt like on stage you do that, and then everybody else see it. I've never told that story that Brenton. Not a lot of people know, but to me that's in my life now. Mm-hmm. Right, I don't know. Like I was saying, like I'm
like really good intro. Like there's difference. You could tell, especially with like the OR. Like when I started to go up as a paid regular, you could definitely tell the intros people give you because certain people would be like, "Hey, this is Frank."
Because you just got it. Everyone love you should give you an organic intro that love the champ.
Yes. So like but then there's certain people that'll bring me up. A lot of people just have really good dope intros and you can feel it and you're like, oh, you really feel that way. It costs them nothing.
To be a couple words. You play with your words to make money, to pay bills.
Yeah.
Why can't you do a couple
I remember Laura Bites always brings me up great intros. Fury, Brian, all the people you come up with always great fun intros because they're like, yo, these are my best friends and they mean it, you know? I had Matt Bronger bring me up once. It was the night that I ended up going up like super early, like because like Rogan had a show at the Improv and like he had three people up. The three people that were on the show were like the 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock spot. So then I got to go up at like fucking 10:30 or like a 10:45, like before 11, like a sweet spot because everyone was running late. And then I remember Matt Bronger brought me up and it was just so cool because he was just like, who's next? And it was like Frank. And he was like, oh, Frank's next? Dope. Because he was excited to see me get to go up early.
As a comedian.
Yeah, because then it's like, and then
because the real guys in the business. We got it from like we saw Santino in New York. He's the guy talked to me and Punky. We're drinking at a bar. He's like, it's very good to see you guys out here doing stand up as comedians. I'm like, oh wow, he's cool. He's cool to hang out with, to drink with.
Absolutely.
Like, you didn't know that you were that close. You didn't know that you because at the store Santino is like this hot boy. Like everyone wants to talk to him.
Yeah.
Then you gotta wait you're in, and then you don't want to be too awkward. But if you meet him in New York, as it's about like, yeah, let's do stand up and then drink together.
Bro, I mean, going out with him,
he likes to drink too.
He loves, especially just to hang out and drink. Like, I remember I've met a few people in other cities, and then you're like, oh God, is this gonna be weird? Like, are they just gonna think of me as an employee at the store or whatever? And then they're just like they treat you like a real fucking comedian.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be in that city.
Yeah, man. I remember
you're doing a giant arena, but I'm doing like a 45. Whatever, like
but the feeling of like, oh, you take me seriously is such a like when you, especially when it's someone that's established, you're like, fuck, and
it's
then you're
like,
like,
good feeling, because what else do we depend on? Yeah, ourselves, like those kind words from like those people up. It gave you another maybe 8 months. Or 12 months to fight. I don't know. Maybe I'm too crazy.
No, 100%. There was
great words from like
there was a few months working at the store, a few years actually working at the store where you're just in it. Nothing's really happening. You're just in it. You're like, okay, this is me paying my dues.
We learn.
And then there's those moments that happen, like Chappelle remembering your name, or like a big guy being like, "Hey, I saw your set, funny," or like whatever. Like those small moments keep you going.
Us to say anything.
They don't.
Yep.
They don't owe you anything
because they understand how hard it is. But at least for them to say it's a couple kind of words, take you on the road, or do anything for you, it will
a tap on the shoulder, being like, "You're doing the right thing. You're going in the right direction." That tastes amazing.
Apple fritter. From Fresh Baked.
Yeah. And you've gotten to open up for a lot of great people. That's the other cool thing about the store is by working at the store.
My dream job is to opening for comedian Eleanor Kerrigan.
Yeah, she's great. And the relationships.
She doesn't have any opening. She doesn't have any weekend. I text her every day, talk to her on her every Instagram, like every platform. Like, let me open for you, please.
It's
like
the relationships.
South Philippines.
The relationships you get with these comics is great because it's like Eleanor is legit.
Funny,
she feels like a mom.
She feels like undeniable. Like
she's amazing,
undeniable.
Dude.
She's so funny.
And like Ryan O'Neal and all those guys, like
fuck
dude,
fuck Jeff.
Dude, I remember.
No, fuck you, Ryan. Fuck you, Jeff. Not on behalf of the podcast, and also fuck your podcast. Yeah, coming from the chairman of the board, Batman, Sato Chow Chow.
Oh my God!
We're not gonna erase that. No. O'Neal brothers, I'm coming.
Watching Eleanor go up late at night was always just so fun, man. It was great. You watch her go up, fucking late night set, and then you're like, oh, it feels like 10 o'clock right now.
But she kills with a hot spot. She murders with a hot spot too.
Yeah.
10:30 Friday main room. She will murder, and she also murder like late spots. Those late spots very, very hard. I think I love play with her. I'll say some dumb shit. Hey, what color is your cunt? Or like, hey, like just say some dumb shit, and then she can come back very quick to get everybody laughing. Everyone wants to see it because let's talk
about. The people listening may not understand what we're talking about.
Well, fuck them. No, I want to have a good time with you guys.
No, but so let's like give it context. So those late night spots, it gets to a point.
I have to worry about your listeners. Okay, I'll be a good boy. All right.
The late night spots when it gets
be too wild.
When it gets too late. Not that the crowd gets tired of stuff, but like there's certain people you could toss shit to from the back.
Yes, not everybody.
Yeah.
Not everybody, because I felt like. Some people, it's a naughty thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to do it.
Yeah, but you do it in a loving way. Like me and Steven Randolph always has a thing that like.
If I'm on stage and you shout shit to me, or you're asking me questions, or you like whatever the fuck.
At least you can give me a chance, or you say, hey, shut the fuck up. I'm not in the mood.
But even then, it's like I have more fun doing that because it's me fucking around with my friends, especially when it's late night though stuff. It's organic.
Energy. Like it has to be organic to get the attention, because the late night, there's some employees been there for a long time. They're tired, but they want to see a show. But I felt like I'm such a whore to be like, oh, maybe I want to make Jill laugh. Like maybe she's gonna touch my penis later. But at least I just like from my mind, so like there's a people there. Like I'm gonna do something. I like that. I just love that.
Well, it's also it makes you stronger as a comic when you're working there and you're shooting from the back, like watching Earl, watching Luke, and all the people. And I remember when I would first toss it out stuff, it'd bomb, and you're like, fuck. But then when it's like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, you're with everybody. Yeah, and then once you say something that's golden, and then it gets everybody, you're like, holy shit!
15 minutes.
Yeah, and especially when it's like you get the person on stage laughing, the audience. If you can get someone to make the person look back, like, who the fuck, who said that? And I've said that a few times where I've like shouted something, and you've too, God. The cunt thing, when you're just like, what's your cunt look like? And Eleanor's like, oh my God, how dare you? It's pink. And it's just like,
yeah.
To see,
there was like a Chinese, Asian looking girl got like so fucking offended and stood up like, you're such a fucking racist bitch, blah, blah, blah. She was walking out. I was laughing my ass off in the back. I'm like, don't act like a dumb bitch to just enjoy the show.
Yeah.
And then she complained. She wrote a message. She wrote like a complaint to Jody too. Like, I'm like, I had a good time.
Yeah. It was. I remember.
Do you remember the kung pao chicken on Jody's car?
No. What happened?
Fucking smile.
All right.
All right.
It started with me. It started with okay. All right. Let me. I don't want to be a hot bitch and hot hog all the time. Okay. The story was, me and fatty ass Ruben ordered food. We're really high. Like, order food together, a couple securities, and then Chinese food came. I was starving, angry. Chinese Feng Chao upstairs in the fucking belly room working, no food. I'm not delight when I'm hungry. Yeah. I'm an immigrant. I can say that. I'm very not delight. And then I'm waiting for my food. Waited for a while. Food came. They all ate, and then he came up like, "Hey, food is here. You can go eat your food. I'll watch it for you." I'm like, all right, cool. I was already angry. I'm like, why didn't you let me know when the food was here? Why did you have to eat before me? Because you're a Latina or you're fat, whatever. Like, I'm already there.
Ruben's like, Ruben, by the way, is 200 and like something pounds, pushing 3. That's so.
He gave me shitty cocaine.
That's
like,
so
I don't like
fucking
shitty cocaine
funny.
either. Yeah, fuck shitty cocaine. I'm supposed to be your brother. You're supposed to treat me like your brother, right? Whatever. Yeah. I went to get the food. And I opened the kung pao chicken. Half of my kung pao chicken was gone. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk to this motherfucker. Went upstairs. I got him. Like, I'm like, hey, come downstairs. He's like, who's going to watch the room? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Come follow me. So in the parking lot, I grabbed my food. I show it to him. And I'm like, here. Like, half of my kung pao chicken was gone. He was right over here. I'm facing him. He was facing me. Like, I'm facing the, like, parking lot by that wall. Like the last spot where the manager parked.
Yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, half of my fucking shit was gone. Where is it, you fat fuck? And he's like,
you fat fuck.
He's like, I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm like, you fucking ate my food, you fucking asshole. Fuck you. And I just threw that fucking food like over his shoulder. I'm like, poo, just threw it. I'm like, fuck you. And I just left. And I made a huge scene. Everyone's like looking. He looked like an asshole.
Yeah.
Because I'm yelling at him like, Frankie, you're such a fucking asshole, right? Like I get up there easily.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, here, I'll give you your money back. Trying to act like cool. Like, fuck you and fuck that money. Use that money to buy some class, you fucking fat fuck. Like I just went in there. I just went in there. I was watching,
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm not like I went back and then. Fucked around. I came back down by the video room. That's the only place there's no camera. Think about it. Right in front of the video room. Go back up to the belly room and then kitchen.
Yeah.
Corner. There's right, and then there's a big ass mirror.
Yeah.
He came this way. I didn't even see him come. Like he fucking plowed me onto that like mirror, like that huge mirror, like there's like that little shed, like whatever that put water in.
Yeah.
And he's like, next time you fucking talk to me like that, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass, and I fucking headbutt him, like I'll beat your ass fucking right now. And then people from the
video bar
and kitchen, they all came out. Everyone came out. And I'm like, fuck you, and I just went back to work. And then Jody talked to me later. I'm like, I'm cool with him. We're just brothers. We're just roughing around. And he said the same thing. And then I went out before I left. I hugged him. I'm like, hey, I love you. Like, I do. But, like...
don't eat my Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah. And then later on, when Jody clocked out, the Kung Pao chicken was on his side. He came out. He talked to I think Burner was the lot guy. He goes, I'm the general manager of this place. Like, what the fuck happened to my car?
Because it's also like, if you look...
I had to have that men talk with Jody twice. He showed me how much he loved me.
Yeah.
He showed me twice in his car. He's like, yeah.
That's so funny too, because just like
I will be dead if it was Eric's car. I will be dead that night.
I always think of like, well, not his car, but his moped.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Scooter.
Yeah. It was like I always think of like that the story is like a goddamn sitcom. Like, think about all the shit Jody's had to deal with. Like, he was literally a babysitter at a fucking comedy club.
Yes.
And then to see like everyone like fighting and stuff, and then being like, end of the day, he's like, oh, all right, fine, no one got fired. I was able to defuse all those situations. Thank God. And he walks out, and it's just Kung Pao chicken all over his car, and he's just like.
Can I get a shot of tequila? This is right after the thing.
He puts his fucking sandals on and gets in the car.
It takes a lot of love from like a general manager of a place like.
Oh, absolutely.
If I'm
That
the
whole
general
place
manager
is
or
love.
you come out of the shop like there's fucking Kung Pao chicken on your car, like,
and it's been left there for hours.
Yeah. Fire, dude.
Yeah. I love it. He's like, I'm the
It's gonna be
general
the lot
manager.
guy. It's gotta be the lot guy, right? It's gotta be the lot guy. What the fuck? You're the boss. I'm the general manager.
Yeah.
Of this
Oh my
place.
God, dude. I remember when Eric,
I just left it.
Nobody
Nobody
cleaned
gave a
it.
fuck.
Yeah.
bro, I was working phones.
Well, in our defense, he drives a shitty car.
Yeah. It actually made the car look pretty dope.
Already, like,
Yeah.
pump,
It was next to the other Kung Pao chicken that he had actually put on top of his car.
Like 2003 Honda Civic driving.
So I would work phones, right? This was before Roast Battle and all this jazz, when I was just a door guy, and like before anything. And I was working phones, and I remember I came in, I was smoking weed in the back, and Eric caught me, and he was just like, bro, what? He was so mad. He was like, maybe it's not a good idea to fucking smoke weed in front of the security camera right before your shift. And I was like, oh yeah. And he was like, the next time I catch you smoking weed, you're fucking fired.
I have the same. I have the same. Because we came, that was my first, like, when camera first installed. And I was new. I was like maybe a week or a very new. Like he caught me like smoking. Like, he had like a really like fucking killer way. Like, I went into the office. Someone went out. He shut the door. He's like, hey, listen, I've been catching you smoking weed on the camera before shift.
All the time.
Next time I catch you, you're fired.
Yeah, and then we're like,
Like, everybody's the same. He also said like everybody is the same.
But it's also like
you just said that story.
Yes, but then you come to realize with the story is like all that meant was don't smoke weed on camera.
Yes.
And then like, because there've been times where like, and it eventually got, and it was so funny. It was like,
and then Adam happened to talk to me like that Monday. He goes, oh, can you not smoke weed? Like, I like you. I don't want you to. Get fired.
So I remember it was like
I don't do it
after roast battle, because I did the show with the Comedy Store T-shirt on, so it was like free advertising for over like 5 fucking episodes. After that, whenever like they would catch me smoking weed, because I would still kind of work at the store sometimes. They if I'd light a joint or I just smoking weed, the managers would just look at me and then just walk away, or they would they would just not they would act like it just didn't happen, because it was like because of what I did, and I was like, all right, dope, it was cool. And then when I got past, it got to the point where I was just smoking weed in the back of the bar, and then they were just like, well, he can't do anything, he's a paid regular, what are we gonna do? And it was just so funny. And then I remember the ultimate like, oh, Eric, like, oh, you think of me different now, was we were shooting remember when Ben Bailey was doing that like comics walk into a bar thing, and they were shooting this like Ben Bailey pilot that never really aired, and it was a bunch of comics hanging out at the back bar. Ben Bailey's the bartender, and then we like all tell street jokes that we all heard when we were kids. My dad used to love telling street jokes, and they were always like super dirty. So I got to go do it. So we were all just there, and we got to do like a few jokes. But I remember they were like, oh, everyone should have drinks in their hand. And I still had to work, and I was like, oh, hey, man. I was like, I got to work in like an hour. I can't like drink, and he was just, or I was like, I don't think I should drink or whatever. And he goes, well, you better drink it fast. And then he like poured me a double, and I was like, oh shit, okay. And then it was like, it came out great and stuff, but he was just like, it's in like the love and the chillness that they have, but it is an earned thing. You know what I mean? Like if you're
a loser, they ain't gonna offer you anything.
No.
If you're just like this loser, not like just make the people around you laugh, or like give like a good story, or like a silly story, or a dumb story, or you shit your pants to make me laugh. If you can't even bring that to the table, then fuck you.
Yeah, it's like if they could if they could depend on you as a door guy and you're funny, they let a lot of shit slide. Cause it's like,
or I think it's just being like a cooler person in general, right?
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Cooler, like I felt that way because the store has so many much bigger, much cooler person than us, and then you just feel like, oh wow, that's why the ocean feels big. Like you want to be that big. I don't know if the analogy is fair, but right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Make you feel cooler, make you feel big. You want to do cool things.
You remember? You got any kicking people out stories?
We do. Oh my god, of course. Oh my god. One time, it was back then. Toby was.
Toby's my favorite, dude. Toby's my favorite.
So this guy, this fucking asshole guy. Okay, he's this like. He's one of those guys come to the store, will bring up names to be mean to you. Hey, I don't have my ID. My friends is Dalia. I'm friends with Don Barris. I think you know who that kid is. Taller, white guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a zombie guy.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the Monday. And Rando was seating the OR. Hot show. And I think I'm working somewhere. We're waiting to go up. And then he snuck in with 3 very beautiful girls. I don't know how he persuade them to get there or whatever. Like he made it like, hey, my friends is Chris Dalia. You want to see Dalia or you want to see Barris? Like just dropping big names.
Yeah.
Coming to Monday, and he doesn't even go up.
Yeah.
And then Randall goes, hey, Randall was so polite. He's a psycho. You know who Randolph is?
Randolph is an
He's
insane
a psycho.
person.
He doesn't do drugs, don't drink, just he's a psychopath.
And by the way, that's why I fucking love him.
Him and Kyle are really good homies.
Mm-hmm.
He just said that to the guy. I forgot the guy's name. Just call him douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
Randall's at the douchebag. Hey, you gotta leave because it's reserved for our seats.
Yeah.
It's reserved for the thing that we do. And he's like, oh no problem. I got it. Like my friends down. Come later. Like we got a table. Like Randall's like, no, you don't got it. You get the fuck out. And then I was was watching Randall handling like very intimate thing, like that first booth, very intimate thing. I'm standing up waiting to go up. He's right there, and then the guy's like, "Hey, Feng Chao, can you tell him to give me a break? I know he's trying to make a couple bucks." And I turned to him, I'm like, "I don't know who the fuck you are. Shut the fuck up and leave." You're from all 3 girls. And then he got so pissed. He's like, "Okay, you guys are dicks." Like he just turned like 180, like a customer service. So they're like, "You guys are dick. I want to see the manager. Like I want to see the manager right now. I want to file a complaint like about your just that whatever that level of things go." And Randolph goes, "Okay, sure. I'll get you the manager." He got it on the radio like, "Hey, Toby, there's some like bozo over here. Like come over here." And I could swear in a second Toby just showed up like. Toby is a psychopath too. He's a psychopath. He loves conflict like that. Like because
you know what he really does, and it's so great. It's so fucking funny, bro. It's great.
It's like I'm looking for someone being an asshole right now. Like, oh, okay, here, OR.
Like he dropped all of the regular duties he was probably doing, like doing check, like manager stuff, to hear like, ooh, there's an asshole, and he just dropped everything to just get
Maybe just check with Toby next time you see him, or like with Randall too. Like he got like, and then the guy start like. Just complaining in a way, like customer, like how your employee was very bad, like bad, and Toby's like, yeah, I'm the manager. I agree with my employees. Get the fuck out of here, like all of you guys. Kick them out. I think it's very funny.
that was the cool thing. That's the cool. Yeah, that's the cool thing too. Is like
back us up.
Yeah, they really do back you up. Where it's like, and I remember sitting there, they're like, you can kick people out if they're ruining the show. no matter if they're ruining the show, get them the fuck out. There's more people who want to come in that are going to be respectful of the rules. And I remember like, oh, really? What if they're just dicks?
Rule. That's the only little power that like, don't interrupt the show or like just treat it with respect. I ain't gonna say shit. If you treat it like you deserve something, you don't, because I understand that you're funny, but I'm also fucking funny. Shut the fuck up.
Treat it with respect.
Right? Like treat it with respect. Whatever we want in there. Everyone wants that. Like, but you just gotta get it. Nobody. But
so that goes for like audience members and like comics. So like you'll see audience members walk in and they'll be just loud, like standing up in the show, being like, I haven't got my second drinks. Where's my server? And you're like, there's a person talking right now. What the fuck? And like kicking people, like the power to
we kicked out like in the main room. Sorry to interrupt your story. Are we still talking about kicking out?
Yeah.
Service. I love that mentality,
bro. Yeah, it's so great.
A bunch of like, what you call it? Like before wedding, girls all get together.
Bachelorette party, which by the way, bachelor parties bachelor party surprisingly a little chiller.
But
bachelorette parties the worst.
Different. There was a one in the main room was different. Like maybe like I think 5, 6 of those like drunk white bitches just starting a scene. Woo! They're getting kicked out. And that was so funny.
As a guy that also
Richie came, we kicked them out, and then they're complaining to Chelsea because Chelsea is this hot bitch. She's ruthless. Chelsea's is a psycho ruthless. Too. The girl complaining to Chelsea, like the door guy was like Steven. Steven is a psycho. Kick all of them out, and then.
By the way, strong move to kick everybody out.
Yeah. Six drunk white girls.
Good job, bro. That is not an easy one to kick. Because that's
Steven and Richie did it like a team job. Got him out.
I remember
it's so funny. Here's the thing. Chelsea said like all the girls were complaining to Chelsea. Maybe they were thinking, oh, Chelsea is a hot girl. She's gonna back us up. And Chelsea like, no, because you guys are being dumb bitches. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Dude.
And then Richie grabbed them to shove them in the back bar, trying to have another drink. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I remember like... But I don't
know, just kicking people out is very funny.
It really is.
Do you remember the fight that we were in? Were you there that night?
Oh, yeah. That was my room that I was watching.
You're in the belly room?
The belly room? Yeah. That was my room.
Yeah,
that was my room.
Yeah.
That's
a crazy
That was when
story
Curtis was our security guard. So what happened was I was working in the room. I
saw them. I radio you in the back door before.
You did. So
I warned you.
Yeah.
They didn't seem right.
So it was like a bringer show, right? Which is, they book comics, they have to bring people, and it was a dog shit bringer show.
Or Saturday or
I have no idea. I think it was a Friday night.
Jim Carrey's daughter was there. Jane was there too.
What was it? Oh yeah,
she took a video.
It was Campanelli.
Yes.
Was it Campanelli?
She was dating.
Yeah.
The funniest guy's daughter.
They by the way, they don't. No,
I know.
They don't date anymore, right? But by the way, there's some.
What?
So Campanelli was dating Jim Carrey's daughter, and it was the funniest thing in the world because the confidence that guy had about it was so funny. I remember like. There was like, so the bucket seats are only for paid regulars. Mm-hmm. You have to be a paid regular to sit there, and we have to kick everybody out. And I guess, I don't know if it was Randolph or whatever, and sometimes you make judgment calls where it's like, it's not worth kicking people out. And so I think him and Jim Carrey's daughter sat down in one of the bucket seats, and one of the door guys was like, you gotta go. And then like, he got so mad and was like, you really gonna kick out Jim Carrey's daughter out of the bucket seats? And then it was like, yeah, man, she's not a comic, and you're not a paid regular.
Shit.
Bro, dude, it was like the funniest shit to me.
I kick out Barry White and that Asian-looking lady, too. Like, it was just so fun. Like, yes, get the fuck out. I don't know. Like,
Cassie Dang?
Yeah. How about that fight that night?
So the fight. So
I warned you.
He warned me. So I'm working belly room, right? And there's literally like 6 people there, right? One of them's a magician that was like on like a America's Got Talent kind of TV show. And I remember he was there, and he goes up. Mind you, it was literally like.
Did you see them in the front seat though?
I had to. You have to seat them in the front, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So there was literally one row of people. Yeah. It was so to the point where I couldn't, and they wanted to sit in the front row. That was the thing that immediately I was like, this is bad. You know what I mean? And so you warned me.
It's not a classy show.
Yeah. So you warned me.
It wasn't.
It wasn't a good show. So he warned me. And then I like immediately warned Curtis. I'm watching them. They're already kind of getting lippy and stuff, just shouting and just being loud. And I'm like, yo. And even the host goes up and they're talking already through the host set. And I warn the host. And the host even says something. And then like Curtis is there, and the person they come to see, which is the magician, it's so funny. It all breaks out on during his set. No, it wasn't his set. I think it was it was a comic set. He was supposed to go up next, right? So the magician's next. So I have Curtis go, hey man, just keep an eye on these people, and they shout something. And it's 4 white guys. They're all pretty muscly. They're like tall, like in their 20s and shit, mid 20s, and like long hair, like just beautiful white guys. You know what I mean? Just beautiful white men, just douchey. And so Curtis like goes up and he goes, "Hey," gives them a warning and stuff, right? They had to have been on like coke or some shit because they were like,
drugs,
they were on one for sure. Because they were so quick to anger. Because when Curtis like warned him, he like went back and the guy like turned around. And his friends were like, "Yo, it's cool." And the one guy turned around and was like, "Nah, fuck you, man." And it was like literally like 10 feet away. There's 6 of us. He's like, "Fuck you, man." He gives him the finger, and then Curtis is like, "All right, man." He's like, "You gotta go." And the guy's like, "No, fuck you, bro." So then they start.
You can't.
Yeah, they start chirping. They start chirping immediately.
You're being disrespectful.
Immediately,
Like,
Curtis.
Fuck me, fuck you.
Curtis moves the table. He's like, "Hey man, we gotta go. Come on, let's get up, right?" And Curtis is just like getting ready to walk them out. He opens up the back door. He's like, "Come on, let's go. We're gonna get ready to go." And the guy dives for Curtis, like wraps him up around the waist and drives him down. And shit gets crazy. Yeah. Security runs up. I'm sitting there just kind of watching. That's
why it's crazy. Telling the story.
I was like, you know what? My part in this, I gotta make sure I see everything. So shit starts going. Everyone starts running. Like Curtis is like pinned down by the guy. Adam is up there. Like people are pushing people off. Right. It got to the point where it gets to the point where we're all just on each other. Right. And then like I jump in. I'm like trying to pull someone off and shit. And then it ends up getting pushed all the way out the back, down to the belly room, down into the parking lot, right? Yeah. But also one of the guys was like just like as they're trying to pull one of the guys out, one of the guys grabs the belly room like the frame thing, and he's like holding it, right? and I don't know. No. I'm not gonna name any names. I'm not gonna name any names. No. Because I know who it was, but I may not know who it was. I just remember
someone kicked that kid. I would laugh so hard. I couldn't see it.
Yeah. All you see the guys like this, and all you see a fucking foot just go wham, and he lets go, and then like he just gets dragged down, and then like it spills out, and I know one of the security guards, I don't know which one it was, is. Why are you saying names? So he doesn't work there anymore.
One's pinned down a white guy.
Yeah, so one's pinning him down, right, and like. He's basically just holding him. The guy's like struggling, right?
We're talking about the Hollywood Improv.
Yeah, we're talking about the Hollywood Improv and the Ha Chuckle in Texas. And so he's like pinned him down and stuff, right? And then one of the other guys is like squaring up, I think with you, right? Or he's like squaring up with someone else, maybe Adam or some shit. Because I remember you clotheslined somebody. You clotheslined somebody.
That guy's girlfriend away, kind of like too. Like
because she. So one of the guy's girlfriends was actually like jabbing one of the guy, like one of the security guards, and it was jabbing Justin. So she had to be pushed. Actually, that's what I remember. I remember I was like, I got the girl, guys. I got the girl, and then I was like, hey, you can't be here. And I remember you clotheslined somebody, which was great, and then
because that guy was going.
He like
Curtis.
He was
one guy pinned down. That guy went after Curtis.
Yeah, he was gonna do something to. Yeah, he was gonna do something to Curtis because Curtis was. Yeah, and then you tripped him. Put him down. It was great.
His head is right over here.
Yeah. By the way, that was like you were kind of new, right? Maybe.
Very new.
You were very new. that elevated. By the way, listen. If you're a new door guy at the store and a fight breaks out, if you're the first one to jump in, bam!
Good.
You
got the Feng Chao movement or whatever. Like,
so I remember one of the guys got his shirts ripped off, and I remember he stood up and he just goes, "Do you know who my father is?" And everyone just starts dying laughing, and the cops come, and then like the cops come, and it's so great. You can tell how you just smell the white privilege because the guy goes, "Thank God the cops are here." Officers, you got to listen to me. And like they like yeah. So the cops just looked at the guy and he doesn't have a shirt on. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna talk to security."
And Jill end up with one of those.
Hold on. That's part 2. So one of the guys that was like not fighting was was like, I'm going to call your dad. And he goes, all right, cool, call my father. And it was just so fucking funny. Anyways, one of our coworkers ends up just going out like a night and like, you know, hanging out with some friends. And they're all out at a place. And she's like hitting on one of the guys that's like a friend of another friend or whatever. And they're just chilling. And they start telling a story about how they were at the Comedy Store recently and they got in a fight with everybody. Not that they got in a fight with everybody. They painted it that the security guards just beat the shit out of them. Yeah, and you're just like, and then like our coworker was like, I got the fuck out of there. And I was like, yeah, man.
That's nuts, dude. Can fucking imagine. Shit escalates so quickly,
Dude, it was so great, bro. It was lit.
I'm good.
Oh, okay. Dude, I remember, that place, it used to be a lot crazier. Because I remember one of the first.
Do you remember that car someone was on drugs on Monday?
I wasn't there
in?
that day. Someone
You
flew
wasn't
in.
there?
Yeah. Someone flew in with a
I
car.
tackled another kid, too.
Yeah.
Peeling grabbed one guy out.
Yeah, so they were
guy.
like, I guess they were just on drugs. They pulled into the lot really fast and like crashed the car.
On Monday,
Yeah.
right before 7, right after the doors open.
Yep.
7 o'clock.
It was crazy.
dude. Yeah, busy. as
Jen
fuck,
was not even that bit. It just chill, just open.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even that, like the fucking car just running through, like, you know, pretty fast speed, just running through the back wall. Like, guy came out, yeah, had like a bunch of like heroin, whatever, drugs. I'm like, oh, wow. Crazy people go there, and the store, yeah.
Attract crazy.
Really attract a lot of
Yeah,
craziness,
crazy,
or if you are there, a level of crazy of you or your version come out. Like I felt like the store brings that character of you, like all
Yeah.
the dark neon light.
Yo, how much delusion have you seen there?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're good right now.
Oh, I'm good. I'm very high. Well, you know what? I'm not a bitch.
We talk about this too. The thing that I like the most about you is you have an awareness. Like when we're talking about being in sacred ground and having respect for a thing. This might be me being a little racist, but I think a lot of that has to
People
do.
always don't talk in parties.
No, but I think it's this idea of like, it's
Sounds like a compliment. Go on.
Chinese people respect arts. There's a weird art. They have a huge respect for art tradition. You see it in their martial arts. You see it in a lot of things. So I think there's this thing about you. Culturally, Chinese people have this hold respect very highly. So I think when you came to the store, you saw how everything was and the path and stuff, and you respected it. You're like, I have to respect this.
That's the respect to this place.
So yeah, and that's the thing
respect.
that you
That's-
always preach.
Nobody get to talk. We all live this way. Just don't talk. Live this way, and then you're in this circle.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the same thing, or just respect? Be
Yeah,
you,
absolutely.
and be very cool, and
I agree.
or have a good time. I think you just have a good time. Just be there, learn, get out of right, like whatever. Be somebody cooler. Learn. Like,
Yeah.
The story is one of the things that changed my whole life, for sure.
Yeah, because I remember you like my favorite is like, you know, you always have such if you have such a like belonging, like that idea of belonging, and you having that worry about belonging, and if you belong, especially at the store.
But at the same time, if I really want to express myself, I'm not worried about anything.
Absolutely. So
You know what I'm saying? I'm just waiting for
I
that
think
chance.
I think the longer
I'm waiting, like
yeah,
part
but-
of like being in real life too. Like I'm just waiting to chime in your conversation. I'm
Yeah.
like, if any, like to me, it's like social setting. This I think if anybody has a like better story, please do. Like if I got my butthole licked while like jerk off or whatever, like please do. Like whatever it is, like I want that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But that's what we
Yeah,
do, right? We tell silly stories, but we live in that story.
Yeah, yeah. But
Right?
in the back area, especially the smoke area, you can definitely notice when people are like, you're like, oh, dude, calm down, chill, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
but those are the people who are not funny people. Those are the people who are not like. Those are the people who will be like. They come to your shop. They were like, "Hey, JP, you like blah 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 blah, bullshitting you like a bunch of stuff," and then like, "Hey, can I give me a big discount blah blah blah, like because we're cool." Blah, blah, blah. Like, don't mention it.
Yeah.
Don't mention it. Just come hang out. Yeah. If you're worth it, I'm offering it to you for sure because I'm cool enough to offer. I think if I'm in that business, right? Like, not, but you see, more or less, you will see people in your life to be like, because I've seen weed, like with weed, I recently see someone like from like childhood, like just weed related stuff. the guy acted such like a little petty thing. To me, it's like it's not a big deal, and then you act like, oh, make sure this is my weed. Like it just like he just too much.
Oh, do you have a Q-tip? Oh, Q-tip. Sorry.
No, yeah.
Just like just those little things, and then one of my neighbor thing, like I buy some weed. I don't know, like I buy some weed. I told Frank to, like I buy some weed from like the wheat market. Like you pay 15 to get in. Like every like farmer, I think they go there. They sell mushroom. They sell a lot of stuff. Like some silly naughty things.
Yeah, almost
right?
like the secret section.
Yeah, like a little group. But the guy who got me in was my neighbor. I thought he was cool. He looks like this 80s, or just like a rocker guy, like weird looking with just a lot of tattoos. He's weird. He has problems, I understand, but he got me in there. Like the first time, like it's downtown. I live around here. We drove, and then I paid for parking. Being a little bitch, no problem. Like I paid for parking, and then we went in. I paid 15 to get in, and then I bought a bunch of weed. I bought like probably 3 ounces of weed, and then we went home. I already thought like, oh, I'm gonna roll a backwood. I just got to know how to roll backwood. I was so excited. I'm like, I was gonna roll a backwood and thank him to hook me up. And then before we got out of the car, he goes, hey, since I hook you up with this thing, like let me take some of the weed that you bought, like as appreciation. And it just killed me in that moment. I just didn't know how to act like Feng Chao anymore, but I have to play that way. I was like, okay, here's the thing. And he picked every, like, this little nug of everything. I'm like, I was going to offer you, if you are not selfish enough to wait before you get out of my car or walk back to your place, to be like, that's what you thought that's the right time to bring it up.
Yeah.
But I still let him talk. I'm like, I just went away. I'm like, this is so silly. Like, and then he's just so petty. And I see him. I'll go back and he's like, oh, that's my friend, but he doesn't like to talk to me. I'm like, why are you talking to me? Like, I'm here to buy weed, and just like silly things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like those little things, or I don't know. Weed sees people like, or everything, right? Like money thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
if you have something like someone else wants, you know what I mean, they'll definitely kind of do whatever.
But I understand you want what you want to do what you do, but do it in a cool way, in a classy way, because that might be the only way to get what you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
In my world, I think.
No,
I'm not good at
agree.
business, but I think if you use your heart to treat people,
yeah, if it's the right
and
kind
then
of person,
just be level-headed with business, I felt like.
I feel you. They hook you up.
Yeah.
All right, I got some fun videos to play for you. And
That's a thing you guys always do?
Yeah,
TikTok?
I've been really into TikTok.
Frank just started TikTok.
Yeah, I just started
Fucking
TikTok.
30 years old.
30 years old, bro.
Everyone.
But I'm into
Why?
I'm into it, bro.
Why? Put one.
How high are you right now?
How high do you want me to be, or I don't care. But I would have liked to watch the one that you put out. I don't want to watch other bozos.
Have you made a TikTok video yet?
No, are you kidding?
You got it, dude.
Oh,
At this point.
I like watching.
Promotion, dog.
I like watching weird shit, like
Like this?
yeah, like this.
But you just like to watch them, though. Okay.
I'm
watch
a
them.
fucking voyeur, bro.
Okay.
Frank does not know how to make a sandwich like I do. Big ass redneck style. Yeah.
The fuck?
Keep going. Please.
Redneck mukbang.
What's mukbang?
You eat on camera for the most part.
Is
it
it-
got really big like in ASMR as well, like when that popped, because like people would like get giant lobster shells and you can hear them cracking them and like that, and they'd slurp all the juice out. I think it was big in.
Lobster,
I think it's
yeah.
or like anything like that that has weird slurping noises and shit like that. I think it started in Korea, South Korea, because it's like life is so busy that they don't have time to sit down and eat with people, and so they would like eat or sit down and watch someone eat while
Are
they
you
eat.
fucking?
Poor
That's
peasants.
crazy.
Just because you're like always doing shit, and so like it's like instead of actually interacting with someone, like you just sit and eat with them. So, like, you don't actually talk to them.
Japan's kind of the same way.
Well,
They got
it's like Twitch. You're not playing the video game; you're watching someone else do it. That type of
yeah.
shit. It's the same thing.
But that I feel like Twitch is different because it's like. Did you play video games growing up?
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Twitch is different because it's like. What happened? Oh yeah, I can turn a fan on. Hold on.
What about? I play video game. I'm a nerd. I like video game. It's cool.
We play a lot.
Play a lot. Not a little a lot. I played FIFA a lot. That's it.
Is
Very
FIFA
competitive. Like I remember getting high with my friends just playing FIFA, and then playing FIFA and having orgy all day. Like that was
Having
fun.
orgy all
Yeah.
day?
It was funny. Yeah, we used to have like a cool sex thingy going on.
Wait, what?
You drink, right? There's a couple of girls come have sex, and then you drink, hang out, and then other people have sex. You just hang out, and then whatever.
That
And then
Whatever.
it's
man.
my house, and then later on, and
I
then
mean-
my buddy have sex with that girl. Yeah, that was with. I don't know. I don't know how I was involved in that. Like I was involved in like a foursome too. Like it was.
Oh,
everyone. My friends, they're just kind of.
swingers?
They're just cooler Chinese people to understand. Like, sex can be more than one dude. Those
Yeah.
girls are cool too. Let's say they're cool, but they're just slutty Chinese girls. They're just sluts. They
I mean,
want that.
Or,
That's
or
it.
Is it slutty or is it just like a very progressive way toward thinking about sexuality?
I enjoy their sluttiness. I call it sluts. I enjoy it. I
It's
really
like they
do.
want me to call them sluts.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Do you want me to say it in a Chinese accent or English
Wait.
accent?
Yeah. Well, what's the Chinese word for slut?
No, fuck the 荡妇.
I love it.
It just you gotta give the hate. Like
Otherwise,
you have sex with them with no
By the
interest.
way,
There's
who
hate.
hates sluts?
I do.
I
and
love them.
I love them too. I love them.
Good
Yeah.
job. You know what I mean? Like
Love
I'm
and hate.
proud. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be a slut. I am a slut. I think I've seen this on yours. This dumb bitch is pretty funny. You fat fuck. Watch this.
what the fuck?
Dude, I reposted
It's
it.
like, we-
I reposted this, and everyone was like, "Bro, who is that
Who?
contractor that
Oh,
fucking made that?
Ingram?
Yeah, who made that fucking that roof? Like that shit was tight. It held."
Yeah, bro. Could you imagine if that shit fell on all those fucking people?
Oh my god! I had a friend.
The roof just because she fell onto it.
I had a friend in.
They're
I think
probably
it was-
drunk. They didn't probably feel
Oh no,
that.
the stutter step is what happened. Was
Yeah,
what fucked her
when
up.
she
She didn't come.
hesitated.
She should have like continued like forward motion. She stopped and then tried to leap and then
Yeah, she's
Fucked her
just
up.
fat. You're not cordial. You're not like ordinary. like right? I will never make that mistake, no matter how drunk I am. Maybe Asians are flexible, or well balanced than fatty porks. Hey, okay. That's not sexy at all. I'm not paying for this. But can you fix your teeth? Is that why you
Tony
want-
Hinchcliffe started an OnlyFans.
The what?
No, I'm just kidding. I said Tony Hinchcliffe started an OnlyFans.
Oh, that's mean, but
Aw.
Tony can take it. Tony can take it. I think. I
Oh.
hope so. Fatty pork white women fatting on fucking fatty pork white women.
Yeah, you can tell I'm into fart videos and what was this one?
It's like a murder.
Yeah, good stuff. And then here's the best one that I saw. Oh, that I got. Where's fuck. Oh,
Can't believe how fucking big TikTok got.
I mean it's huge, dude.
Well, it was like Musically or some shit.
Well,
before.
yeah, it was Musically,
It
and
was like huge in
it-
like India.
yeah,
Like,
it got
was, like,
it got big because of like musics and dances and shit. But I start like because of Pazitsky, like I started digging that like weird shit.
lanes,
Yeah,
so
that
some of my
random
girlfriends
ass.
into the same shit.
Dude, it's great.
There's a classic prank where you heat up a baby rooted and people think it's dog shit. Well, I really have dog shit, and we're gonna see if it works on Tim. Okay, watch this shit. Hey Tim, you wanna try some of this?
Is it funny or I'm that high? I don't get it.
Dog shit.
I hate dog shit.
So, do you get what's going on?
No.
All right, so no. So there's an old prank that they used to do where you used to melt Butterfingers because it comes in 3 pieces, and then you would like give it to people and they'd think it was dog shit. So it's a joke that everyone knows. So he's bringing him actual dog shit that looks like a peanut butter bar. So he's like, yeah. So the guy's like, what is this? And he's like, it's dog shit. So he tells him it's dog shit.
And then he tried it. Or he quit.
That's dog shit.
That's fucking disgusting.
Puking out like, yeah, that is dog fucking shit. Yeah, bro.
You're right.
Why was that guy's head still attached to his body? Like that guy's gonna shoot him. Like what?
Did you
I'm
ever?
stupid, but you died. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, when I worked at the movie theater, like in high school, the cafe up front had like an espresso machine that would like pop out these little pucks.
Hockey pucks,
Yeah,
yep.
little hockey pucks. They look kind of like bite-sized brownies.
Yep.
And so for all the new people, we'd fucking clean the machine and like pop all these pucks out
And put whipped
then
cream
put
on it
cream
and
fucking
caramel.
caramel sauce and shit, and leave them out like just they're for anybody. And then all the new people would fucking eat them because they thought they were just free brownies.
Yeah, and then it
And it
just
was the
tastes like
funniest shit.
dude.
Well, because sometimes you do it and they'd have to go out back out on the floor, like it'd be busy as fuck, and like they'd have like a bunch of shit in their teeth. And
Absolutely gross.
yeah.
When did you? How old were you when you had a kid?
Let me see. I'm 75 this year. Hold on. 20 something. 25, I think. 25.
Okay.
23, maybe. No. Isaac's 11. I'm really high. Sorry. Chinaman guy's high. He's not good with numbers for the viewers. Your listeners. 11 years, 30. Fuck. 25. Yeah, 24.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere around there.
And how old's the kid now?
11.
11.
Yeah, I'm
a good
35, 36.
It's so funny too because it was like I didn't
I don't
realize.
know, because maybe I don't know. 20s, like I drank a lot. I drunk a lot. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
smoked. But I don't know. Like
I didn't realize you had a kid until like much later on our friendship, and then he came to visit, and it was like cool.
Didn't come up. Like I felt like, like he was little. Like we're smoking weed, getting high in the
Yeah.
background, like cigarette. I'm like, hey, by the way, I have like a 4-year-old I abandoned in Milwaukee. Like, I'm here to follow my dream. I can say it now. Earlier, I'm like, maybe I felt a little vulnerable. I don't know. Like I have feelings or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I do. I have one. Like make me feel pretty good. Make me feel like a man. Make me feel like a good father. Make me feel good.
That's
Right?
dope.
Like
man.
everybody, I feel like everybody should. My friends should be that way too. Like
Yeah.
he saw Mitch. Mitch is the fat guy on the ocean. And he was trying to connect with my son. He goes, "Hey Isaac, when you came to town, why didn't you call Uncle Mitch? It hurt my feelings." My son's like, "All right, that was kind of weird vibe, but like."
with his accent and shit too.
But he tried.
thick
He's so
Southern
fat.
accent.
He's so non-threatening.
Yeah.
Or to Isaac, Mitch is like a fucking Moby Dick to Isaac.
Yeah.
But he like just I like that like you try something. And
Yeah,
Isaac
yeah.
is such a like a smart, intelligent kid. He's like a he's like a very smart mind. If he's sitting here, like he wants to chime in. He has a good liner.
Yeah.
He had a couple back and forth with Black Morgan.
Yeah.
Morgan can be sassy with his words.
Yeah.
And he's a monster. If you don't know if he's joking or not. Like
Yeah.
Morgan's this huge black dude, like 6'3", right? I just saw him last night. He's like, oh, let me tell Isaac, I'm gonna challenge him on rib eating contest. And then Isaac goes, all right, I'm probably gonna lose, but I'm gonna laugh at you for being fat for winning the rib eating contest. You fatty pork. It felt like that's cool, right?
Yeah.
For him, Morgan is a huge black dude. My kid is only skinnier than me. Like, he's a skinny 11-year-old. For him to say that word, I'm like, yeah, you got him. He's a fatty pork. He's fat. Yes. He can't dunk again. He used to. You can't.
It's funny too because your son is being raised around
Different.
comics.
Real world. That's
And-
the real. I want him that because back home is a good old Christian family.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's very funny because it's like when he's back home with his
It was
his
really
mom,
funny
It's very
that-
strict. But here his uncles are all comics, and it's like
Yeah,
we
the
all
people
like
that
he gets
like
to
he-
see like real scum of the earth people.
Yeah. He gets to. He did.
Yeah.
He did. He really did because that's my friends. Because you guys stay home, or come with me to Johnny, Mr. Squirt's house. You come, like, be cool. You just be cool. You enjoy it. It's a good time. Don't drink beer. Don't. I gave him some beer. He had a sip. He was being a good guy. Like, yeah, I want beer. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. In front of Morgan, a black dude. It's solidarity. Let's go. Drink. Had like a sip. Like, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. And then kind of just put it over there. I'm like, I don't want to shame him. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I drink mine. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna drink your beer, but it's a guy code not to drink other people's beer. Just a subtle way. I want to be subtle chow chow. I want to bring subtle chow chow out. And it was cool. Everyone there was cool. Like, yeah, you want to be a man. He's 11. You want to be a man. Like, join us. Don't be an asshole. Right? Check him. He's cool. He loves it. He loves LA. And also, LA is on. I'm not shitting on Milwaukee, but we are. I am. Like, LA is just undeniably better.
Yeah. Than Milwaukee?
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's just shitting on them. Like, but I love Milwaukee. I appreciate Milwaukee. That city. Like, I hated it for a while, but I love that Milwaukee. Like, can you see the Midwest mentality in me sometimes?
How long did you live in the Midwest?
5 years, almost 6 years. Like, I felt like I'm grateful for that, like, very white town.
Yeah.
City to, like, I got to see like, everyone think the Midwest mentality was good. Like, it's everyone drink fucking PBR, go watch like a Brewers game, go fuck yourself. Like, it seems okay. It's very cold. You drink more beer. Like, this lifestyle is great, right? Like, but here is so much better. Yeah. I don't even need to persuade Isaac to be like, hey, LA is better. LA is better. I take him to eat good food, sunshine, ocean, and he's such a sweetheart. He's like, last time he left. Before he left, he's like, I'm trying to show him a good time. I'm like, as a father, I'm like, hey, food is good, Chinese food, everything, showed you, blah, blah. And then, like, you like LA, right? Like, kind of just check him. He's like, I love LA because you know why? Because you live here. Like, I'm like, oh wow, you're a sweetheart as 10-year-old.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, we went through something. Like, I felt like I love that. Like, his mom is so funny. His mom would be like, I feel like you're always closer to your father. Like, I'm like, he lives with you 11 months out of a year.
Yeah.
You feel like he's closer to me. Like, you feel like he's closer to me. And I think he sensed something. They're like, me and Isaac are close in the way that we get to do naughty things, to enjoy things in a way that
he gets to stay up late, eat junk food, drink soda, have fun.
Play video game.
Yeah.
He played like he was FaceTiming his mother. He picked up the soda to drink. His mom's like, the way you drink that soda seems like you're mocking me. Mom is a white lady. Like,
but just by the way, like as a
Label
kid,
out.
to the camera and shit, he's like Coca-Cola.
Not to bore everybody with a kid story, we had like a little disagreement, like, you know, like a little war. I had like a text group with his mom, my ex-wife, and Isaac in there. Like, one day, I just wanted to. I was crazy to ask her to text her out of bullshit, nowhere. Like, we only communicated with Isaac, and like I text her, hey, this kid so and so, did he cry at Isaac's birthday party? Because I remembered it.
Yeah.
Every year I will go back, like, to see the party. I remember the kid cry. And then Isaac goes, yeah, he did. And he also, like, cried at a sleepover at 3 a.m. He called his mother.
So what, you guys are just talking shit about a kid that is a friend of your son's?
Which is a weak move, right? Why would I cry at your birthday? I'm an asshole.
Why would I cry at your birthday? Really is. Yeah, that is an asshole.
Right. And his mom did not like it. His mom's like, well, I don't like it. You guys are getting up on his friends, talking about this embarrassing moments. But, like, I'm like, it's not me getting up on him. He keep having this crying stories happening. Right?
The reality.
Ends it. We got into it, blah, 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 blah. And then it's so petty. It's a mother way. She texts him separately. 4 weeks is too long in Los Angeles. Efficient, cold as shit.
Efficient, cold as shit.
4 weeks, way too long for Los Angeles.
Way too long.
Isaac text, not long enough. That's it. And his mom just wrote like a college essay, like just came back. I guess it's silly for us to say we miss you. I want you to know that I'm your mother. You can have a good time. But you're always saying that I'm negative. If you say I'm negative about you having a good time, I don't know what to say. I'm like, bitch, we got you. If you, Frank, if you say Feng Chao, I'm being negative. I got nothing to say. I lost, right? Yeah. So she lost.
Well, it's also like
But
you
as
got
a mother, I feel that way. It hurt me. I'm like, come on, don't play dirty. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But Isaac, he goes, sorry, I hurt your feelings, but I meant what I meant. LA is great. I feed him ice cream, video game.
That's the thing is like
He's babysitting himself while I'm having a great time.
It's so funny that it's like we talk about stand up and it's you were right before you told this story. You're like, I don't want to bore people, but it's like, bro, I can't stress this enough. Stories like that are not boring. Whereas
it's just like I felt like it's an interesting story as a social setting.
Definitely.
But even then, before that, like I think the stuff that you've told me multiple stories
Not as
in
crazy
social
Chinese guy as Feng Chao.
I think the next step in your stand up is when it all comes back together is when you're up there and you're honest and you tell those stories because it's like, yo, the shit about your kid's hilarious because one, it's like,
and I think to me it's personal. My father, I didn't really have like a good
and
father figure in my life when I grew up. Like I felt like he was like being a fucking loser asshole.
Yeah.
But I'm better.
I know, and I'm telling you
that like I felt like my marriage, like as an asshole, I always trying to get Frank to do some naughty shit and like welcome to the divorcee club, but like that, but like, but he never did it. Never.
Yeah.
This is the most fun we've been having.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So he's a good husband. Everyone says. I'm not. We're talking about my failure. Stop it. Talking about my divorce. Please let me be me. I don't know. Like we were just my divorce. I felt like I fucked up. Like I felt but I'm better now. Like I felt like Isaac. He looks up to me. He really, and then I felt like I get to talk to him in a way that we're in a text thread, me and his mom. Like we love you, but you're not perfect. I called him lie to me. Like I lit that asshole up. Like I lit him up. Like I put him in his place. I just like he start crying with, but I'm like I don't give a fuck. You make me mad and sad for lying to me.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the story?
Yeah. It's very
over silly things. You can't lie to me. I'm your father. You can't lie to me. I can't. I don't lie to you.
And I'm telling you, this is the stuff that
trust.
This is
the trust. If you don't trust, I'm your father. If you don't trust me, or I don't trust you, what the fuck? What happened?
Yeah.
Why can't I talk to you? Why can't you talk to me? What don't you trust me about? Right? I gave you my trust. You trust me.
Yeah. I'm
come
telling
to
you,
me.
the personal stuff.
Your stepfather ain't gonna do that for you.
Yeah, the personal stuff.
So, I'm not even blaming anybody.
Yeah,
but just there's something. Don't ask your stepfather being like a real father, or like but not. Don't expect your stepfather acting like Feng Chao.
Yeah,
like he can be a perfect stepfather, which I think he's doing a great job, according to Isaac and Isaac's mom, which is great.
Yeah,
right. Like, but to me, it's right.
Yeah,
two different love, different angle or relationship.
Yeah,
I learned that like throughout like the years. Just be a man.
Yep.
Be a man. Have a good time, and have more good times. Right? Everyone wants to have like a better time. Like, why are we working hard? We work hard to be having a good time. To be like, if we're right now, if I'm not high, I'm not having a fucking good time. Guess what? I'm gonna fucking get high. I'll get higher. I'll get so high and higher than so high. Fuck. Let's live our life.
You
right?
wanna?
That's just what we did.
You wanna tell JP that Sharon Stone story?
Oh no! I felt like JP should tell a story. Like I'm just like, why am I such a hog? Like I've been
no, bro. That's the whole
and a half.
podcast.
Like,
Are you kidding me?
What I do, I sit here and
okay.
We'll get stoned.
Right.
We'll smoke a little more and then we'll close out.
I
on
walked.
This.
It doesn't matter. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't like I walked. I think I walked her.
so-
She
so-
offered me. Or,
Hold on, I have to.
What did you hear?
So
I
hold on,
lived
no.
the life.
So
Fuck.
my favorite thing about him is watching him at the store. He's really good at. He's really good at talking to women. Like he's very
great.
charming.
Yeah, 'cause-
like
yes,
he's
I'm
not aggressive or like
intelligent.
creepy. Because some guys you see are just creepy. I've seen him just talk to women and they just fall in love with him because you're just so interesting. You're endearing.
interesting.
You're funny. You're like, but your abrasiveness, but not abrasive.
Give me one story.
Yeah. That's what it's.
story.
Bro, and that's what it's like, where it's like, it's not even like, it's like, yo, I'll tell you, and it's so funny because he's so Chinese that you're like, all right, I got to see what this guy's selling. And it like, and I've seen you have this ability.
I'm really good at selling. And like, I'm a gangster. I'm a pretty gangster in the
Bro.
squad. Dude, I'm one of the
Dude,
like,
you're
whatever.
so good at like
No,
telling
I'm-
stories to just women and them just being enthralled and stuff. Like, and it's just, they call it game, but you're also just a caring person, and two, you can actually listen and have a real moment with someone.
You're so kind. I'm so lonely.
Bro, and it's like,
crying
and I've
every
seen you
night.
talk to women.
Why am
at
I
the
so?
store.
Why do I not? Does not my Mrs.
So
Hannah?
tell the
give
Sharon Stone story.
It's just we hang out one on one at a party. I got invited for like a Christmas party. Like she wrote solo, I wrote solo, and then it was like at a cool party, Eliza's party, and I just stuck on it.
Yeah.
And then we just end up hanging out, smoking. Like you go to a party, kind of weird, just roll single, and then but anybody's smoking weed, you kind of hold down the fort. You're just kind of hanging out here, right? Like I don't know. That I was kind of like involved in what, like, because other people were saying that, oh, let's go smoke weed with Sharon Stone. I didn't know who she was. I was talking to Eliza's agent, Joseph.
Yeah.
Hanging out, like, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I'll go later, because I didn't feel like to smoke. Because there was a guy picked up a joint from the table and you're like coming over here. Hey, I'm gonna go smoke weed with Sharon Stone. Left. Like a couple of people from our circle got up and left, which is cool, right? Like, because they all know who she was. I was talking to Joseph nonchalant, and I get to talk to her because the weed fort came back over here in the living room. We were just kind of talking about like stories, and I made her laugh very much. Just met her, she had a crazy story about like being like. I was telling her who I am, being a comic here, blah, blah, blah. And then she told me, she's like, I have a Chinese story. I'm like, what's the story? And she's like, I got blacklisted by China, the government, once. And I'm like, in a very nonchalant way, like very like I got banned from the comedy store once. Here's why. And she's like, yeah, she did something for Dalai Lama. She said, like, my friend's Dalai Lama in 2008 wanted to do something about the earthquake. Instead, like, if I was gonna help, and then I got banned. And she's like, you don't know how it feels to have the whole government hates you, whole country of China hate you. That's a weird ass feeling. We're high. I had a couple drink. I don't think she drank that much. I don't think she drank. We were just talking, hanging out, and then she's like, high as fuck. We're just passing like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, to be honest and fair, my people are not known for having good sense of humor. So for Chinese Feng Chao, you're okay. I forgive you, or they don't bother me actually. And the relief on her face, you're like, oh my god, like, cause I'm so Chinese.
Yeah.
Like, having a different sense of humor.
Yeah,
like, you're just being a human, like doing like a very cool thing, and then the government is just being government, and then if it takes this Chinese guy to compliment or relief to make your pussy wet, I guess, like I would say it. It seems like the right thing to say. Maybe her pussy got wet. I don't know. Or my dick will get hard if she has a dick, or I have a dick, or whatever. It was a great story. Before she left, she talked to Eliza. Loved hanging out, like the place. It was her first time at Eliza's house too. Like Eliza talked to me, like, you know who she is? I'm like, I don't know. Like, she's like, oh my god, that was so perfect. You had a good time, right? Like before we left, and Because before she left, she talked to Eliza to complimenting on the new house, like party if it's cool. Eliza was kind of like nervous. She was nervous about like if I holiday party, I invite some bozo over here, like, right?
Yeah.
You got people like Feng Chao and JP come hang out. Some bozo over here ruin the party and
Yeah.
make you look bad.
Yeah.
Which is like a good host thing.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be like she's like, oh my God, that lady Sharon Stone like loved hanging out, talking to you. But right before that, she's like, where do you live? Before she left, talk to Eliza. Where do you live? I'm like, live in the poor part of Hollywood and down the hill. And she's like, I'm gonna order an Uber. Do you want a ride with me? I'll give you a ride. And I'm like, thought about it. I'm a little high. I'm like, nah. My car is right in front of the door. I'm fine. Like, very nice talking to you. Like, I love the conversation. And then she thanked Eliza and just left. We had a great conversation. She was reading a book. Like, and then every guy was, I don't know, everyone's shitting on me. Like, but which is the truth. Like, everyone's like, what else did you do after you said no to Sharon Stone for the ride? You could Uber back to your fucking car, continue the ride, different storyline, right? Whatever that line goes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I just was.
Yeah.
being
It's also
Feng Chao,
like,
which is perfect though. I don't want to be the guy, the first Christmas party you invite me to your cool party.
And
I'm
then
the
you
one who's
fuck your
trying to
friend.
fuck their biggest star. That was her first time
That's
to
very
Eliza's
sweet.
party.
Yeah, it's very
just
sweet of you.
be cool.
Yeah. Because also
Be
it's
a
like, great,
gentleman.
now Sharon Stone knows where you live.
The poor part of Hollywood, but I made your pussy wet when I said that not all Chinese people have a good sense of humor. I can always say that. She shouldn't laugh about it. I have a story. Here's my white girl story. Let me write a letter to. No, it just happened to me. It's like it was a great time. It was very, very cool to meet her. Like just the demeanor, you can tell that she was very, very cool person. Hanging out, party, we all roll solo. Like I'm going up to grab a beer. Like fuck you assholes. You can go grab your shit. If I'm Sharon Stone, I can have that, right? Like I go grab that shit. And then she will be like to me, hey, you want some water, bubbling water or flat water? I'll go get you some water. Like I'm gonna go get some water. It's a very, very sweet thing to do. Like I think that's as little as like a sweet thing to do.
Yeah, especially
For Sharon Stone,
Yeah.
or for like a cool person.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even matter Sharon Stone or whoever the fuck. It's
like
a
if
cool person.
Yeah, if Tom Cruise is like in the somewhere with you and he's like, hey, you want some water? And you're just like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Parched.
Of course. Oh my God, he's getting. When you see
It's
people,
almost like you're cooler. In
Yeah,
that
yeah.
moment, you elevated a little.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
I
he
thi-
gave
You
me
leveled up,
water.
dog.
That's great.
No. Not you get me water, but it's just to like, oh, I can also do that.
Yeah.
It's like I felt like always go back to the store for some reason. I learned the thing to like, you gotta change. You gotta be bigger. You can be bigger. You can
Yeah.
always be bigger because everybody around you is bigger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Everybody around you is bigger than you. Just as funny. What story do you want people to talk to you about you when you are around? Those
Yeah.
people are like, can I get some of this water,
Yeah.
please? Those people are off the hook. They're as real as fuck. Like, hey, you look fat today. What happened to you? You look poor. Go, like, change your shirt. Like, they're real that way. You're like, wait, what? But then you check your shirt. It's all oily and fucked up. You're like, oh, thank you. That language is harsh. But I saw the love because I'm a fucking sloppy fuck. I eat a fucking sandwich, drop the fucking oil to my fucking fat belly. Sorry, but
Don't make fun of Mitch, Quincy, and Dylan. And no, I'm just kidding like that.
yeah. You're welcome, assholes, for the shout out on the podcast. Palm Frank for to be on the podcast. All right, palm them. Palm Frank. Yeah, don't. Palm Frank. The other way around. Yeah.
Anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
Nothing. I'm living my life. I'm gonna be a rock star.
Dude, I fucking love you, man.
Yeah, I love you.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
it. I had a
Yeah.
good time. Yeah, that was.
Thanks for coming by, bro.
Yeah, that was good. Thank you very much. I felt like a hot bitch. I felt like it's all about me. I don't like that. I really don't like that.
No, I mean that
I
was
don't like
Perfect.
that. Or I do. I don't. I pulled a Brody. Like I pulled a little Brody. Yeah. Do I? Yes, I do. I do. But I don't. But I do. I really do. And I don't.